All right. I start with the definitions of social business. As we know that social business is our niche. So hopefully after these presentations, all AIU members, all AIU community will understand at least 70% about what's actually social business. So is it okay? Ni susahlah online ni. Is it okay, everyone?
Yes, it's fine.
Okay, Doctor.
Okay. So the definitions social business by Professor Muhammad Yunus. He mentioned that social business is a business that created to solve social issues in a financially sustainable way. So what it actually means? It means that it is a belief, it is the idea that we believe in business to tackle our or to poverty or to tackle the issues of inequality that existed in humanity. So that's the belief in business. So I will explain more detail after this. So as we can see, the recent trend in the world, social business model concepts are getting popular, especially in developed and as well as in developing countries. There are many young social investors nowadays. Most probably have seen lots of inequality or lots of injustice that happened, resulted from the our economics, our capitalist economic systems. So that is the trend now. Even in Malaysia, there are many social entrepreneurs in the making right now. So I show you some of the pictures of the inequality that existed in our world today. Okay. There are 7 principles of social business, as Professor Muhammad Yunus has stated. For the business that claim themselves as social business, they have to follow these 7 principles. So what are the principles? Okay, number 1, the business objective or the missions of the business will be to overcome poverty or one or more problems such as education, health, technology access and environment, which threaten people and society. And the business is not for profit maximizations. It still can make profit, but it's not totally on maximizing the profit. Number 2, the business has to be financial and economic sustainable. It means the survival of the business has to depend on the profit they're making, not rely on the grants or donation from the publics. That means they have to do the real business like others. Number 3, for the investors who invest the money to any social business company, the investors get back their investment amount only. No dividend is given beyond investment money. So that's the principle that Professor Muhammad Yunus has stated. So, and then when the investment amount is paid back, company profits stay with the company for expansion and improvement. So that's the principle on investment. And number 5, the social business has to be gender sensitive and environmentally conscious. It means, for example, gender sensitive give more equal opportunity, especially to the female. And they have also concerns about environment. Number 6, the workforce get market wage with better working condition. It means even though they are working with social business company, they have to meet the minimum requirements, wages. For example, in Malaysia, they have to meet that requirement. And Professor Muhammad Yunus also mentioned that so we do the business with joy. So these are the 7 principles that Professor Muhammad Yunus has cleared up on to understand what's actually social business. Okay, to conclude with that 7 principles, we can see that social business designed with 2 objectives. First, to create social impact and to achieve financial sustainability. So it sounds a bit challenging to some of the people, especially to some of the social business entrepreneurs, because first you have to create the social impact, and the second you have to achieve financial sustainability. Same like other conventional business. As other conventional business, maybe they only look for achieving financial sustainability, but for social business, number 1 objective has to create social impact or to solve the social issues. Okay, that's number 1. And this social business is a non-loss, non-dividend. It means it has to make profit. Second, there is no dividend payout to the investors. And the social business model is the model that turns the motive of profit maximizations into benefit maximizations. So that's the overall important element in a social business. So if we look at in Malaysia context, the support on the establishment of social business was manifested in our 11 Malaysian plans, which is in 2016 until 2020, and the Malaysian Social Enterprise Blueprint 2015 until 2018, with the aim to transform nation economy with more equitable and sustainable. So those are the time when Professor Muhammad Yunus getting popular in Malaysia. Those are the time when there are many Yunus Center being established, especially in our universities in Malaysia. So it's referring to that our plan. So far, so good. Hello.
Fine. It's
Okay.
clear. Fine.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So I will move on. So these are the
Please proceed.
Okay, thank you. So these are the questions that always been asked by the public, or even by the laymen. Is it favorite questions they normally ask? So what is the difference between social business, NGO social work, and CSR, consumers corporate social responsibility? So what are the difference? So the similarity between those 3 is the mission is similar: to solve social issues or to create impact, to create social impact. The mission is similar. But if we are talking about sustainability, if we are talking about financial sustainability, NGO and CSR normally is only one-time or one-off program. So most of the funding are normally coming from either from the government or from the public through donations and grants. So if you're talking about sustainability, NGOs and corporate social responsibility is not achieving that. But if you're talking about social business, yes, our mission is to solve social issues. And at the same time, we also have to achieve financial sustainability. We have to do business like others. We have to get profit, and they live with it. They're doing continuously. So those are the difference. The difference is only for the sustainability issues. But for the students or for anyone that wanted to embark on social business, they have to gain experience in NGO social work and corporate social responsibility first. By doing so, we know what's the roots of the problem in our community. So when we know deeply, we actively engage in NGOs and CSR program, then we know what actually the potential solution that where we can provide through our business. So I would like to encourage the students, and for anyone that they want to set up their own social business, please get active in NGOs and CSR work. From there, we can have the ideas of what kind of social business that we want to do in the long run. All right. So next one is about this is a favorite question as well. What's the difference between social enterprise and social business? Some people call social business as social enterprise. Some people call social enterprise as social business. Are there any difference? So anyone has problem with this one? Some literature, some people call social enterprise as social business. Some call social business as social enterprise. So to clear these things up, I would like to invite you to go back to that 7 principle of social business again. So these ones are the 7 principles that I mentioned just now for social business. So does social entrepreneur or social enterprise meet all those 7 principles? So let's see. So normally number 1 is they have similar missions. So I would like to summarize that. Number 3, principle number 3 and principle number 4 still in the question marks, because if we look at the principle of social business, they mentioned about there is no payment, there is no dividend payout to the investors, but this is still the question mark for social enterprise, because some social enterprise also give dividend to their investors. For me, it's not a big thing as long as if we make a lot of profit, why don't we share some of the profit to the investors? But these are the 7 principles for the social business. So far, so good?
Okay.
All right. So if you look at in Malaysian context, so in Malaysia, we don't call it social business. They call it a social enterprise. So that's why we need to, this is the opportunity for the researcher to conduct a study whether all our social enterprise in Malaysia meeting those seven criteria. Even I go back again, the third question that people sometimes they ask, this social business can be claimed as Islamic social business. So if you're looking at the principle, okay, we provide equality, we help the poor, we give the equal opportunity. So in the sense that meeting all the our Islam teaching. But again, when we look at the investment money, we have to check it again. If the investment money come from the haram sources, for example, so if we don't consider this as Islamic social business, nowadays many takut Macau scammer pun nanti will invest the money in social business that will be haram. So if you want to define that, say, all social business follow Islamic teaching and it should be halal. But wait a minute. Okay, look at the investment money. Are they from the halal sources or the ambiguity sources? Okay, so that's also I clear up about Islamic social business. Okay, in Malaysia context, as I told you just now, we are using social enterprise term, okay, not social business. So we are moving towards advanced countries, and we are so fortunate that our government taking this thing seriously. And in 2020, they have come out with the social enterprise accreditation. I think they have worked with this before that. But in 2020, they have come out with 22 social enterprise in Malaysia that received the accreditation from our Ministry of Entrepreneur Development and Cooperative, and our Malaysian Global Innovative and Creativity Center from MAGIC. So those are the government agencies that will give training, will give support to any social entrepreneurs in Malaysia. And if they are meeting the requirements, the government will accredit them. So what are the criteria that those two agencies will accredit the social enterprise? So if we look at this one, the criteria to obtain the accreditation, the principles, actually the criteria follow some of the 7 principles mentioned by Professor Muhammad Yunus. Okay, the first one, proactively create a positive social or environmental impact. Yes, this is principle number 1. Okay, number 2, contribute a significant resources to the social or environmental missions. So the organizations allocate significant amounts of resources toward their social or environmental goal. So that's the ultimate reason, ultimate missions of social business. And number 3, they have to be financially sustainable. This is what I'm talking about just now. They have to, it has to be half or total amounts of revenue that is earned by the company must be from the as the income for the company, not from the grants or donations. So if we look at the criteria listed by the government of Malaysia, they only highlighted 3 things. There is no highlighted on the issue of investment. Whether they can give the dividends or not, how they have to treat the income that they get. It has to be still in the company, or they have to give away to the investors. So that's why Malaysia is still using the term social entrepreneur. Okay, so there are 3 stages. 3 stages of social enterprise accreditations. First is this SE Basics, which is this is on first steps. SE accreditations, the social enterprise accreditation status will be granted to all social enterprise whose impact has been audited according to eligibility criteria 1 to 3. This one that I mentioned just now, 1, 2, 3. This one, 1, 2, 3, and beyond that, they have SE accreditation plus, which is this is. Normally for SE Basic and SE accreditations, the company normally in enterprise level, not Sendirian Berhad. If Sendirian Berhad, they have to obey with Inland Revenue Board or LHDN, they have to pay company tax. But for SE Basic and SE accreditation, the owner only has to pay the income tax, plus with the income from the business, not the company tax. But for the accreditation plus, normally the company has moved to Sendirian Berhad to corporations, and they have they have to obey with the company tax. But when I talk with some social entrepreneurs in Malaysia, the tax advantage for the social enterprise is only given to the investors. Okay, not to the the advantage is not to the company itself. They said that the government need to work on that to give advantage to the enterprise, social enterprise company. Okay, what actually they practice nowadays, for those who invest the money to that social enterprise, they get the tax exemptions. But the profit that made by the social enterprise company didn't get the tax exemption for the social impact that they do. So this is still in the negotiation phase. So social entrepreneur in Malaysia still fighting for that. Okay, that's the overview of social enterprise in Malaysia. So what are the benefits when you get the accreditations from the government? Okay, first, the accredited social enterprise in Malaysia will get listed on public directory, will enable potential customers to access information about social enterprise. So as I mentioned just now, it's just in this year 2020, if I'm not mistaken, during March or April this year, there is a first batch of social enterprise that get accreditations. That's the first batch made in the history of Malaysia. So there are 22 of them. So my experience when I did my research before this, it's very hard to get the directory of social enterprise. Sometimes there are many social enterprise in Malaysia actually, but they work silently. They have official websites. In order for us to find them is from mouth to mouth. We have to really work hard to find them. But when they get the accreditation from the Malaysian government, they get their information has provided by the ministry. So that's why recently I compiled all those 22 social enterprise in Malaysia, and I shared to some of AIU staff. So, okay, what are the second advantage included in the Buy for Impact campaign? If you want to do crowdfunding or anything, so it's easy to do if you have the accreditations. You can get access to other funding support, especially from the ministry, and you can join a network Malaysian leading social enterprises with events, networking, and other opportunities to collaborate and learn. So this is the right timing when AIU mentioned about our niche area, in social business, and it's the right timing when the government also encourage and promoting social enterprise by giving them accreditations. We as the institutions also can get advantage from what the government has done so far. All right. So as I mentioned just now, there are 22 social enterprise in Malaysia that get the accreditations. I will share maybe 2 or 3 in here. Maybe after this, I will share with you the others 22. So this is among the 2 social enterprise that we have in Malaysia. Okay, so as I mentioned just now, we are moving toward developed nations. We are now engaging with the conscious customers, with the people who wants to looking for purpose instead it's just for profit. So if we're looking at the range of social enterprise in Malaysia, we have social enterprise that focus on environmental issues, on poverty issues, on literacy issues. So we have variety of that. So it's a very good move, and it's a very promising. The industry is so promising. So this is one, Ape Malaysia, which is they do animal project and environmental education Sdn Bhd. The company name Animal Project and Environmental Education Sdn Bhd. Is a social enterprise that develop program in support of conservation project in a sustainable way, in sustainable manner. So again, whatever project they do, they still need to get profit. So it's like this company is more on services and more on training to educate people. All right. Okay, this is another interesting social enterprise company called Antenna Empowers. Okay, this is belong to young group of people which tackle an issue that we never think about, but we are not really thinking seriously the importance of this. For example, the mission of this company is to reduce menstrual poverty issue and educate on eco-friendly and safe menstrual hygiene practice among women of different social groups. So we see that not many people, and especially our community in rural area, can access to even sanitary pad. So this is the company that empower the young women to have safe menstrual hygiene, and they sell recycled menstrual pads, if I'm not mistaken. So please look at this website and learn more about that. Okay, this is number 2, and this is number 3. 71 companies in Berhad. I've myself visited this company for last 3 weeks. This company, they hire autistic children. So can you imagine autistic children? Sometimes their parents look at them as maybe hopeless. There is no future for them. But for this company, they hire the autistic teenagers, make handcrafted infusion teas. That means in making teas, and also make some biscuit. So they come to work, not every day, but when they come, they will pay like 10 ringgit per day. So it's a good engagement, even with the autistic will come with the parents. So normally they will come with the mother. Okay, this is 71 for give opportunity to the autistic children to work. Okay, this is another one, social business company they call My Readers. Provide structured and sustainable reading program. So maybe School of Education can get some ideas of this. So this is one social enterprise in Malaysia that related to education, to empower children through literacy, especially English literacy. And this is another one, NASKIT, which is they provide job opportunity to local young women, especially B40, through sewing and entrepreneurship. And we are very lucky, among those 22 social enterprise that get accreditation in Malaysia, one in Jitra Kedah. So this is one and only in Jitra Kedah. And yesterday they come and visit us. So when we get the database from the ministry, myself and Prof Rizal work on the finding NASKIT, and Prof Rizal has made a move to visit their shop in Jitra, and we communicate and bring the founder to our campus. It was yesterday, and we have lots of planning with them, and also with those 22 social enterprise in Malaysia to actively collaborate with us, especially in giving the ideas to our students about the social business. Okay. Any questions so far? Hello? Anyone? Someone please respond.
So far, so good. So far, so good.
Okay. All right. So if everyone can follow this thing. So what actually happening in campus right now? People asking any social business event among the students. So I would like to share with you one event that we are doing now. It's about Hard Price Foundations. Okay, Hard Price Foundation is this is international foundations, which is been the pioneer of this foundation actually President Bill Clinton. And as we can see from this picture, there's a picture of Professor Mokhtar Yunus there. So Hard Price is actually to encourage the young university students, the university students in come up with social solutions, social problem solutions. So they have to every year they come up with the theme, and the students are encouraged to come up with the solutions of the problems. The foundation has the impact center, market driven and profit minded. So this is the background of Hard Price Foundations, and one of our students has proposed to conduct this event in our campus. That among our students, and we will come up with the solutions of the social problem that they give, and they will compete to regional level, Malaysian level and international level. So for international level, they will compete with all over the world. So this is like a yearly event, and we are fortunate that our students are interested and motivated to run this program in our campus. So if we're talking about social business, if we're talking about social entrepreneur, if we're talking about making impact, it has to relate it to those 7 principles of sustainable development goals. So these are the sustainable development goals that been listed by the United Nations. So for all countries, we need to work on this. We need to achieve those 17 goals. So these are among the goals, and again, when we look at all the goals, it's related to social entrepreneurs and social business missions. So for Hub Prize Foundation for this year, they give the theme to the students, which is the theme is food for good. Okay, they want the students to think of the solutions on the food industry that's happening in the world today. So what actually the weaknesses of our food industry in the world, or the food. We are talking about food security. We are talking about healthy food and so many things. So they want to come up with the solutions in 3 areas in our United Nations sustainable goal. First, we want to fight for zero hunger, good health and well-being, and number 8, they want to work on the decent work and economic growth. Again, it has to follow with these 17 sustainability goals. So just if you see any flyers regarding Hub Prize, so this is about Hub Prize that's happening in campus, and it's happening in AIU right now. I think that's it for me. I open for questions and answer from the audience.